All right, chat. We're getting at least one more season in there tonight before I try to get a fair amount of FIFA career mode in there as well. Have any drafted players become Hall of Famers yet? No, but that's because we are still not quite there to where we've been doing it long enough for that to happen. But who knows? It could be soon. For chat's Lions at point guard is Bishop, Westbrook, and Cummings. You can make the argument at this stage, try to trade Westbrook or Cummings because you're not going to be able to keep both long term, but Bryce Bishop is your guy. I get that he's 2 years older than Cummings, but his potential is clearly higher. So having Westbrook and Cummings on the block wouldn't be the worst thing, though. Honestly, maybe even Bishop. Cummings has the most value because of his age. Interesting. Honestly, it might not be the worst idea to just have all three there. We'll see if you have enough space. At shooting guard, Moore has turned into a monster. You don't have a proper backup behind him right now, aside from the signed depth. At forward, Johansson, Swift, and Colin Griffith. It's very obvious. Henrik Johansson should go. Julio Swift is getting paid a lot because obviously he was the second overall pick. But yeah, no reason to not move on from Henrik Johansson for you guys. Power forward, you have Cannon and Edgar Robinson. Obviously, Robertson will eventually be moving on to the starter role. And then at center is Bledsoe, Kerr, and Alan Payton. Makes the most sense to put Alan Payton in the G League at this stage. Although you could make an argument for Griffith or Swift. But given that you're trying to trade Johansson, you're also trying to trade Randall Kerr. There is an argument about who should go to the G League. There's quite a few players, actually. And before that, then, it makes sense to try to trade Kerr, although you cannot currently. If we take a look at your game plan, it has Alan Payton on the reserves. So, yeah, that pretty much makes the decision easy for you guys then. Just put Payton in the G League. And then if you wanted Edgar Robertson to play, you would have to run the full 13. Let me know if that is something that you do or do not want to do in terms of spreading around the minutes. As you start to trade people away, obviously people will get more minutes and we can shorten up the bench. So the other option is to cut it off, I mean, at like a typical 10, because you're not too worried about Peyton Watson or Lowe. That is your other option. Might not be the worst. Given that you're not worried about Watson or Lowe. So those are your two options. Let me know what you think. And the consensus seems to be 10. So there you go. For my St. Louis Sound, Alvin Cummings has to go. And he's already on the block, which is good. Shooting guard, we got Zet. It signed Moses Moody for us, and there's also Glenn Washington, which is fine. At forward is Peter Ramsey and a dude named Leroy Nichols. I definitely want Javon Peters to be on the block. He was going to leave at the end of the season. Power forward, Watson, Nevsky, and Lamont Cannon. And Gabe Watson's making like $50 million a season. Jesus Christ. I got to get rid of him just for that reason. He's making too much fucking money. And then at center, it is Cooper Dyke and Watkins, which I'm okay with. So yeah, I am in honestly, a pretty shit spot right now, is the only way to put it. This is, this is not going well. It really isn't. Oops. Trade block. This is not going well. I don't want to trade Lamont Ramsey. I did not want to trade two Gayezettes. I did not want to trade Keon Romero. But yeah, this has been pretty bad for me. Pretty bad indeed. Damn it. Well, with that, the upcoming drafts, you guys currently have 4 first-round picks. 4 first-round picks. I'm looking at 1 with an extra second, so you guys have continually been able to pick up those extra picks. And again, should we make it to 2040, nukes are back on the table. The Cold War will be reinstated. Looks like Lamond Cannon's not going to be able to play too much for me. So, then again, I don't care about Lamond Cannon. Is there anybody that I do care about that's not going to get to play? What was this, Moody? Leroy Nichols is 30. Al Knight's 20. Who are you people? Like, there's just a bunch of rando fucking filler dudes on my team, yet I don't have that good of a team. Who are you people? Fuck. Send Washington down to the G League. My God. We move on. This has just been weird. Already get a trade offer for Washington. It's a 31-year-old named Keith Hopkins. Jesus. All right. Well, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough, isn't it? Isn't it? You guys get a trade offer for Watkins. No, I get a trade offer for Watkins. And Doyle Wellington. No, thank you. No, thank you. Hello, Crash Andrews. You handsome devil. You handsome devil. How the heck are you? Good old Crash Andrews. What a man. What a sweet, beautiful man, Drews. That Crash Andrews is. What a man. What a man. You guys get a trade offer for Bishop. Unless Baja is that good. Macias Baja is Faja. He is not that good, as it turns out. So, there you go. Oh, goodness. You guys do get an offer for Johansson. It's not a great one. And that Sengun contract immediately disqualifies it. Moving on. Nobody has cap room. Cap room is a myth. Washington in a second for point guard Klimov. Igor Klimov. C+. Sure. I'll take him. Why not? It's not a bad trade offer. Go ahead and have an exception. It's fine. Welcome in Igor Klimov. And welcome directly to the G League. Have fun. Have fun. I get another trade offer for Watkins. It's him and a second for Daryl Forbes and a first. 25-year-old Forbes. He's a C+. Making $11 million this year. I mean, I'm going to probably have to lose Watkins anyway. Because I have a better center. But Forbes looks like pure rental for just this year. It's basically Watkins for the first. I'm honestly going to take it. Wilson Watkins in a second for Daryl Forbes and a first from the Clippers down the road. That is a deal. That is a deal. Second in the conference, but 16th in the power rankings. So somehow we're 10-4. So clearly the the Eastern Conference has to be absurd, is how I read that situation. That's how I read that situation. We will stick with the 8-man bench. Let's keep it going. I don't know how my team is actually good, given I lost a 83 overall shooting guard, but actually doing okay. Immediately get a trade offer for Forbes, along with point guard Keon Romero, who's okay. For Linwood Bowen, who was also okay. And Spencer Mills, who was also okay. Moves out a point guard that I don't necessarily need. Mills was a shooting guard. Bowen's a small forward. I could use another shooting guard. I could use another small forward. Honestly, I'm going to take that one too. Weird amount of trades going on here. A weird amount of trades, but here we are. Wheeling and dealing. I don't have to care about Leroy Nichols. I don't have to care about Knight. Honestly, I mean, Sergei Nevsky plays, but I don't care about him either. Shorten it to 7. Just play people until the wheels fall off, or until someone offers me a trade because they're putting up points. 96 million in the hole. Why is Edge trending on Twitter right now? So at the end of Dynamite, there was a masked group that attacked Jay White. And people are speculating, could it be Edge's introduction? The leader of the group of attackers was wearing the whole MJF mask. So, or at the same time, people could just be typing the word Edge on Twitter a lot. So there's that too. So, you know. What are you going to do? Klimov in a second for Jeff Mullins. 22-year-old, 75 overall, B+. Igor Klimov, you're not bad, but you're not that good. I'm getting a lot of weird trades this season. A lot of weird trades this season, but okay. All right. Also, my starting point guard's hurt, so that's great. That's great. Who the hell do I want to put? Do I care about Spencer Mills? I mean, I guess I have to. Jeff Mullins. Good old Jeffrey. What the hell are we going to do? This team. Okay, I do have to care about Mills. I also have to care about Mullins. Okay. To the G League goes Spencer Mills. We move. We march. I'm back down to 500 on the season just about, so. Terry was my +1 for an event. He fucking won a signed Insigne jersey and immediately left. Has he posted a picture of this? That's incredible. 23 and a C, Charles Gordon for 22 and a B+. Are you out of your fucking gourd? It's spooky season just about. Are you out of your gourd? Ridiculous. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You guys get another trade for Bishop, but I'm pretty sure it's Jabari Smith Jr., so that won't be worth it at all. As the St. Louis Sound under 500. Moses Moody and Jeff Mullins. 22 and a B+. For Greg Allen, who's old, and Zach Cooper. Nope, that's a big no for me. Getting a lot of trade offers this year. Apparently they're not working out too well for my team, given that I'm 500 still. But hey, 500 is better than I've been for the last few years. You can make the playoffs in the NBA at 500. Shit. This is it. This is the season that we were waiting for. Yeah. This is the time. The time. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Who's to say? Let's see. You guys get a deal for the 32-year-old Lamond Cannon. Never mind, I do. And a second for Mac Jeffries. Honestly, I'll take it. I need a backup center. Welcome in Mac Jeffries. The Big Mac. Return of the Mac. Mac Jeffries. Also, my starting center, Mitch Cooper-Dyke, is hurt, and so is Tugay Azette. So this is going terribly. This is going terribly. Was good enough to beat Chat's Cincinnati Lions by 20 points, though. To only help you guys likely get a much higher draft pick. You're welcome. Even though you guys beat me earlier in the season a couple of weeks ago. So that's fun. That's fun. Right. Right. Mullins for Tucker in a second. Yeah, Mullins, 22, B+. How good's Homer Tucker? He's 30. Get out of here. Old. 30 years old. You're an old officially. At least on the internet. Anything over like 23 is old on the internet, though, let's be honest. Westbrook in a second for 24-year-old Bruce Carney, who's not amazing, but also a first-round pick. You get rid of Westbrook, that leaves you Bishop and Cummings at point guard, clears out that log jam. Get you another younger player to have depth at shooting guard outside of Desmond Moore. That, honestly, it clears out the log jam at point guard that you're not going to be able to afford and gets you a first-round pick. I see people in chat saying yes, and to be honest, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. You're not going to be able to keep all three of those point guards around. And Westbrook was kind of in that middle ground. So Westbrook in a second for Bruce Carney and a first-round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So yeah, leaves you guys with Moore and Carney as backup shooting guards. Carney doesn't even get paid that much right now, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Did you guys have anybody in the G League? You do. Still Peyton. Okay. Bishop, Moore, Johansson, who will be leaving at the end of the season. Nick Cannon. He's hilarious. Robert Bledsoe. You guys are you're starting to turn the corner a little bit. The question is whether or not you end up with that like truly elite talent to take the team over the edge. But you guys are also close to 500 this year. Neither of our teams are terrible. So I get a deal for 25-year-old Spencer Mills at a B for a second-round pick and 23-year-old Dino Popovich. I mean, I pick up a free second-round pick, basically. I'll take it. Why not? Free second-round pick from the Rockets. You got a deal. I'm going to just keep wheeling and dealing. Nick Baby Daddy Cannon. How many? God. I wonder if this is an autofill. How many kids does Nick Cannon? It did autofill. Nick Cannon has 12 kids. And has had them all within the last 12 years. That guy fucks. Like, honestly, at that point, that's just fucking irresponsible. Maybe it's since 2011 he has 12 kids. What a dickhead that guy is, though. It's so irresponsible, even if you have Nick Cannon money, to have that many fucking kids. Christ. Anyway, we move on. Mullins and a first for a first in Irving Hall. Irving Hall better be pretty... Nope. Fuck out of here, Utah. You're out of your fucking minds. Nick Cannon had Mariah Carey. Nick Cannon lost Mariah Carey. That's what speaks to that. 24 B minus. 28 and a B. They're the same position? They are the same position. Temporary improvement. Get a second round pick out of it. It's not even that much of an improvement, but Blackwell's cheaper. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Just keep wheeling and dealing and flipping players as we get to the deadline. Let's take a look at what that means now for us moving forward. Chat could re-sign Henrik Johansson. It doesn't make any sense to. That's the only contract to worry about for me. Javon Peters is going to leave at the end of the year. Alvin Cummings is willing to come back, but I'm not willing to pay him. And Gabe Watson will eventually leave as well. So my half-decent players We'll all be leaving soon. We'll see if they make the playoffs for the first time. Will Taylor Swift be dating in 2036? Travis Kelce. It's going to work out, and they'll live together forever and ever. Amen. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Goodness. I'm still 100 million in the hole. How the hell did I manage that? Chat's managed to finally get some breathing room at not nearly that bankrupt. But, yeah, here I am. Still pissing away money for the fun of it. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Crash, why are you texting me? That's right, I'll throw you under the bus. Why are you texting me? Can you hop in Discord to help chat? There's no helping chat at this stage. It's on autopilot. But Crash, at this point, to make it more fun, we should just give you control of the other expansion team, the Nashville Stars, if I'm allowed to. I don't know if the game will let me. My fingers are tired. Oh, God. And then when you're not here, it just runs the team on autopilot. So if you miss too many days in a row, your team might be drastically different. Who's to say? Who's to say? Toogie versus Chat versus Milbury Crash. Basically. Basically. It'd be funny if we, like, bankrupt the Nashville Stars. Or we just bring in another expansion team and give it to Crash. That would be the way to do it. Let's complicate this nightmare series even more. Victor Wembanyama wins another MVP. Or we could do that. We could do that. Toogie versus Chat versus Crash on the WNBA side of things. We'll see. Victor Wembanyama wins MVP. Rookie of the Year, Miami's Ernest Gibson. Sixth Man of the Year, Alexander Myers. Hawks, thank you for the bits. And you're right, he is a great player. Rock Zagorak, the Defensive Player of the Year for the Raptors. Most Improved, Nick Cannon. Finally figured out how to fucking bag it up. Clutch Player of the Year, Cincinnati's Desmond Moore. Coach of the Year. Every time. The fucking pictures they pick. Jesus. That's hilarious. Every time. Executive of the Year, Joe Jackson. First team All-NBA, Wembanyama, Billy Farrell, Scoot Henderson, Homer Romero, and my forward, Javon Peters, who will be a free agent. All defensive team is Billy Farrell, Asar Thompson, Bilal Coulibaly, Randall Garnett, son of Kevin, and Rock Zagorak. Your all rookie team, Lamond Ramsey. At the Smelly Wrestling Geek, by the way, with the 5 gifted. Your Julio Swift is also up there. Did either of us make the St. Louis Sound have made the playoffs? Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Also, it looks like, yeah, we got rid of the play-in tournament. I didn't realize that rule was going to get rid of the play-in tournament. The St. Louis Sound have made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And again, Smelly, thank you for the 5 gifted. I do appreciate it tremendously. I don't even want to care about the fact that I made the playoffs. Who cares? I'm not going to win anything. I'm not going to win anything. I mean, Peters and Cummings both had a good season, but again, they're both gone at the end of the season. So this just cost me a decent draft pick. Desmond Moore has turned into a really good player for you guys, though, but he now might be getting too expensive for you guys as well. We'll see. I'm not going to put too much hype into the fact that I've made the playoffs because I know better. I know how this goes. But Cummings, Zezette, Peters, Watson, and Mitch Cooper-Dyke will take on the Phoenix Suns in round number 1, and we will continue to do the whole sim up until the conference finals. This is what the Suns look like, which, by the standard of the modern league, is actually not a bad team, but they do lack a superstar. They have your former player in Joe Hilliard. They have a lot of depth instead of an outright superstar. But again, the whole cap situation in the league is bonkers. We will sim around. And the Phoenix Suns have eliminated the St. Louis Sound in 6 games. That is exactly why I refused to put too much stock into, could this be the year? Of course it's not the goddamn year. Of course it's not. Let's get through this nonsense. We're off to 2038 or whatever the fuck. As the LA Lakers. Actually, I think the Suns made it to the finals, so Scoot won and despite the loss. Yeah, it'll be the Suns and the Celtics in the NBA final. And the Boston Celtics, led by Cade Cunningham, win the NBA title. The Boston Celtics. You'll love to see it. Another off season, 2037. Woo! Devin Booker. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is retiring. Zion's gone. We're too far into this at this point. Smelly, that's fair. Talon Horton-Tucker, who you guys took in the expansion draft, is gone. Trey Mann, Jalen Green, Jeremy Sochan, who spent some seasons. Jaden Hardy, oh my God. Christian Brown is gone. A lot of younger talent that we took in the expansion draft, Olivier Maxence Prosper as well, have retired. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, and Zion Williamson go down as Hall of Famers. Damn. That is nuts. You know, the funny thing is we could give Crash the Nashville Stars or give him a brand new expansion team on his own. Zion, Booker, and Shai all have their numbers retired by their teams. In terms of the league meetings, the maximum length of a contract is now 3 years. What? The maximum length of a contract is now 3 seasons. Wow, that changes everything. Holy shit. All right. Well, this era just continues to get more and more bizarre. God, I don't even know what to make of this. I don't even know. Also, they tried to eliminate the shot clock, which is hilarious. So many rules. So many rules. So many rules. I don't see anything about the expansion team, so Crash would have to take advantage of Nashville. But it's not fair at this point. What does Nashville even look like? I mean, Crash has about an even team to what we have. Up with J.R. Moreland, who you guys had a couple years ago. That was the guy you elected not to sign. To be honest, it isn't that bad that you guys elected not to sign him. You have to add a team manually, then the vote shows up in next year's vote. You know what? Crash, get in here. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Crash Andrews, welcome to the experiment. You are now the GM of the Nashville Stars. Congratulations. I'll meet you in the Discord. Congrats, congrats. Crashville is real. We're not doing too much of this tonight, but he can at least get through his first off season. We'll give him that. But, and here I thought he'd be ready, says On My Way. What a nerd. Does he have cap space? We'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? Crash does not have a nuke. Crash will not be allowed to inherit a nuke until 2040. He will not be allowed to inherit a nuke until 2040. So, That's just the way it is. J.R. Moreland did go up to an A- potential, but again, he's 25 and a 79, so he's not really going to be able to make the most of it. So, with that, we will approve the new 3-year max contract length, which is insane. And we go to the draft lottery, in which I don't have a pick, and chat has the 9th odds and the 17th. As you barely made the playoffs, or barely missed out on the playoffs. So there is that. Let's skip ahead. Charlotte Hornets win the lottery. Chat will have the 4th pick thanks to the Clippers, as well as the 17th, 18th, and 27th. I will have the 23rd overall pick. And Crash Andrews does not have a pick because Nashville traded that pick to the Pelicans. Hello, Crash Andrews.
Bullshit, I'm out.
I quit.
How do you expect me to win a championship if you're not even going to give me a first-round pick?
I mean, hey, this is what happens. Welcome in.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's your first ever draft, and you don't have a draft pick, so you know. I'm sure it'll go well for you. Yeah, we're off to the draft, everybody.
Would have the 2nd overall pick.
You would have.
Fucking Milbury.
All right, chat. 4th overall. You have the ability to trade the pick, but let's be honest, you're probably not going to want to at 4th overall. Crash, let me share my screen so you can watch a more up-to-date feed, by the way. Is there... I share the... Let me know if sharing the OBS app is better. That should be good. That should be exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Let's see, chat, if there is a deal for you guys that makes sense. And so far, the answer is no. So far, the answer is very much no.
Chat, if I can recommend, the only move you would do here either includes a first-round pick or expiring contracts. Anything like really outside of that, do not touch.
Well, there is one offer that might be worth it. Washington's first-round pick next year and Wes Elliott, who's only a C. Never mind. Chat, you'll be making the pick. Let's see who's on the board here. A look at your team, by the way, chat. Again, at point guard, you got Bryce Bishop and Dell Cummings. So you're fine. And they both have options this year. You're fine. At shooting guard, Desmond Moore. You don't have a shooting guard behind him. He is an RFA, so you do have some contract control. You might want to lean towards a guard. At forward, Julio Swift that you took last year. Colin Griffith behind him. You don't need a forward unless they're clearly the best player. Power forward, Nick Cannon and Edgar Robinson. Again, 2 decent options. Nobody crazy good. And then your centers are Bledsoe, Kerr, and Peyton. So the biggest position to look at right now, I would say, is the best player available. But if not, you go depth shooting guard. Let's see who's out there. Again, anybody over a 50% scouting rate is who we'll have that comparison for. And we'll see if there's anybody who is super good, even above like all NBA bench, because you want something a little bit more of a guarantee than that. There is Donovan Webster as a forward. Scottie Pippen to Bonzi Wells comparison, so he might be worth the later on pick. All-star to starter power forward Pat Gribbs. Shout out to Pat Gribbs, what a name. Starter center Leroy Landry.
Landry.
Another starter all-star. Another starter all-star. Another big man, though. All-NBA to bench. All-NBA to bench. A lot of all-NBAs to bench. A lot of boomer bust guys. Andy Bush. The legend known as Andy Bush.
Andy's coming.
There is a shooting guard that's starter chat. Percy Barber. It would fit what you need. Because aside from that, it's positions you really don't need, and nobody else is standing out. Nobody else really stood out there. Smoot 64 months. My goodness, from one Cincinnati team, disappointment doing it. At least they have promise. Again, if you go for position of need and kind of best player available, it's Percy Barber. Otherwise, there's a couple other guys in the conversation, but really nobody that's too crazy. These guys apparently have good potentials that included Andy Bush, but you know, those are the long shots as well, as to who could make it. But it is true, Andy Bush is the best player available in terms of comparisons, but in terms of position of need and best player available in that position, it is the solid option of Percy Barber. What do you guys think? It said that shooting guard could barely dunk. True, but he can shoot. Hence the badge thing showing sharpshooter and 3-point and mid-range scoring. So he can't dunk, but he can shoot the basketballs.
How's a guy 6'5" not able to dunk, though?
White.
Okay, Woody Harrelson. Come on now. Seeing as how I don't have a draft pick, Toogie, I'm going to go get a beverage.
That's a fair play.
BRB.
What about Cole Parker? Where the hell even is Cole Parker? All right, okay, so Barber's saying, JD is saying Barber's the pick, no debate needed. So we'll go with Percy Barber, and if it's wrong, everyone in chat can blame JD. So there you go. JD's laying it all out on the line for Percy Barber with the 4th overall pick. So we'll see if JD gets shit on as we sim to the Lions' next pick at number 17. And we will see who is still available here. Starter bench, All-NBA to bench, Rick Pierce. All-NBA to bench, Darren Leonard. Is there anybody better than All-NBA to bench? Hall of Fame to bench, Donovan Webster. He right now has to be your prospective pick. He has to be. That Hall of Fame option, Webster. Starter, center, Daryl Patrick. It's another like really good option. It comes down to Patrick or the potential Hall of Famer in Webster. At this point, I think you probably want to go for the potential Hall of Famer, and then you can probably get Patrick with the next pick, given that you have one coming up. So, looks like Donovan Webster, son of Danny Webster. I don't know about that, but hey.
Son of Webster from the 80s television show Webster.
Just a little bit taller. Donovan Webster's the pick. Let's see if that center stays available. He does not. So you don't get to pull off the double. But there will be a couple of All-NBA caliber prospects that were still there. Power forward Rick Pierce. Small forward Darren Leonard. Power forward's probably better for you based on need. A shooting guard and Mitch Solomon, but you did just take a shooting guard. So the best option for you, chat, is the power forward, Rick Pierce. So there you go. Every team needs a good Rick, and you found yours. My St. Louis Sound are finally on the clock.
But can Rick dunk?
I hope so. All NBA to bench. Have my scouts found anybody? All-star to starter, Lee Barry Carroll. We love a Barry Carroll.
Guy's a huge Kid Rock fan.
All right. Let's see. I need another point guard desperately. I need another shooting guard. Fuck, I need everything. I gotta take best player available at this point. My team's a fucking mess right now. An absolute mess. Lee Barry Carroll. Welcome to St. Louis. I mean, he moved from Connecticut to St. Louis. It's not quite a downgrade or anything, so it's a lateral move. And chat's on the board again at pick number 27. And let's see, that best player, Leonard, might be the guy. And Leonard indeed will be the guy. Darren Leonard, bench to all NBA out of Mississippi State. So Chat gets a few more picks. Crash Andrews on the board with a second-round pick for the Nashville Stars.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Can I see my roster?
Let's see who's... Yes, you may.
Thank you.
It's a mess.
I don't know.
So you got a point guard whose deal is up. In fairness, you have a team that's pretty fresh. Your point guard's deal is up. Your shooting guard's deals are up. Your top forward is an RFA.
Okay.
Your power forward is ancient.
Good Lord.
And your young center, Dale Taylor's deal is up as well.
Okay.
So your best player available is probably who you got, who you're going to want to take at this point. Let's see if you have anybody better than... I like how his ceiling is just starter. It doesn't even have a comparison.
He plays like nobody else.
All-star to bench.
Okay.
Dana Thomas. Anybody better than all-star to bench? Ooh, Lynn Bryan.
Oh God, I'm almost sold.
All NBA to bench. Is there anybody better than that for Crash Andrews? It's not looking like it. Bench.
Same guy. he's.
I got a feeling he's the Serbian Lonnie Walker. Well, Crash. I mean, it's pretty obvious here, right? It's that one dude.
And the beard.
The guy with the hair and the beard.
Yeah.
Lynn Bryan.
Let's go.
Crash Andrews. First ever draft pick with the Nashville Stars.
He's pumped.
We should have brought you in when they first expanded. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner.
It's all right.
What are you going to do?
I don't hold it against you.
Cincinnati Lions on the board. Is there a 2-for-1 pick? There is not, but given the quality of this draft at this stage, Chat, who the hell even knows? You might as well just make the pick at this stage. There wasn't a really good one to punt it away. Say hello to the brother of the Moore you already have on the team, Chester Moore.
Chester the molester.
Well, now you ruined him. I was going to say Chester Moore. He sounds like a rich estate. Welcome to Chester Moore. You saved him from Rutgers. Don't let that man on the property. Jesus. Well, the first overall pick was good, so that's nice to know. Let's take a look at the potential rookie signings. We'll start off with Lynn Bryan of Crash Andrews' Nashville Stars, who was a C at 23 years old and a 69 overall. Crash, will you sign him or cut him?
So I got to watch on the stream. Oh, I'm signing this guy. I don't give a shit.
Why do you got to watch on the stream? What happened? Stream paused? Hold on. Swap your application to continue.
I'm signing this guy.
Oh, because I accidentally... Oh, okay. You should be good, right?
I'm going to start off... Oh, he's a 69 overall.
Yeah. Signing him?
What? Actually, the smart move, because I want to win a championship, I am not going to sign him.
Okay. For my St. Louis Sound, Lee Barry Carroll is a B-, but he's worth signing. Chad had 4 first-round picks and a second. We start off with Chester Moore, who's a D+.
This guy looks like the guy. Have you ever seen the TikToks where the guy stands outside the door and he's like, chin up, you look fantastic today? That's who this guy looks
No,
like.
I haven't, but fair enough. I'll take your word for it. Is the preview working for you on Discord, by the way?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. So, chat, Darren Leonard is a C+ at 22 and a 72. I mean, you might as well sign him because he'll be cheap enough, but yeah, that's not amazing. Rick Pierce, B+ at 21 and a 74. Not bad.
Not a bad pick.
Donovan Webster, 21 years old, a 74. A potential. Chat nails it with Webster. And then the 4th overall pick, Percy Barber. Shout out to Necro, by the way. 53 months is many, many months. 75 overall, 21 years old, and a B- potential. Not bad. Worth signing all 4 of them. Yeah, it is worth signing all 4 of them, though. You might as well see if you can get a little bit better. But yeah, feel free to boo JD, who might not have landed the best player possible in that position. Who's the other dude that you guys were considering? Who was the other dude?
Who this man?
It wasn't Darren Patrick. Down Spencer, Jeff McDaniels. Of course, this whatever fucking guy I'm even looking for here is going to be like right at the very end. I hate it. I hate it here. Was it Luther Temple? It wasn't Luther Temple. Andy Bush. That's who it was.
Oh.
2176 and a C+. So, hey. Could have been better. Could have been worse. You would have been stuck with a Bush.
You didn't sign my guy, did you?
No.
Very good.
See how good. Cummings declined his player option, which is good. Cooper Dyke, qualifying offer, good. Or player option, that's good. Crash for you. You had a dude opt out of a $40 million contract, good. So that's good news.
Yeah, I don't want him.
24-year-old Dell Taylor, team option.
Yeah.
$12 million. He's an 82 at 24 with a B+ potential. Yep.
Keep him.
And then Brian Farrell is a 77 at 24, B-. Make it 8.5. Just about.
I am going to let Farrell go.
Okay. Bold strategy, Cotton, but see if it works out. For Chat's Lions, you're gonna wanna just keep everybody. So that's pretty straightforward. We march, we move. Evan Mobley's gonna be a free agent. Herb Walton. The free agent classes have gotten significantly worse. Significantly worse. You guys could probably drop, that being Chat. You could drop Randall Kerr at this point. He's not getting much better. You don't need that third center. But you want to keep Desmond Moore if you can, especially for that qualifying offer. He's going to get an offer from somebody on the open market. For my sound, Linwood Bowen. I like that your name's Linwood, but you're gone. Dino Popovich, you're gone. Al Knight and Mac Jeffries. I am letting go of all of these guys. Get the hell off of my team. For Crash Andrews, 27-year-old, 73. He's gone. If I have a decision that I'm like, yeah, you should have some input on this, I'll let you know. But for the most part, outside of like, you probably want to qualify J.R. Moreland to try to keep this dude.
How old is Oscar Harrison?
29. Yeah, he is pretty cheap though, actually, for that.
Yeah,
that rating.
I'll qualify him.
And Frazier was a 73 at 27.
And the bottom two guys?
Armstrong is a 75 at 28, so his potential doesn't really matter. And this dude is 25 and a 72. He is out for the season with the flu.
Fuck that guy with the flu. What is this?
With
COVID
the flu.
Back?
Apparently.
Is he going to touch all the microphones in a post-game press conference?
How's that look to you?
Jalen Armstrong, I'm going to qualify as well to keep him around at 3.74. I think that's at a 75. It's not bad.
Sounds good. With that, I think we're all right. We march, we move. Yeah. So in free agency, former first overall pick Homer Romero leads the way. Chat's Lions can sign anybody that they want. My St. Louis Sound can sign anybody that they want. Crash's Nashville Stars can sign anybody that they want. Are we all just going after Homer Romero? No. Interesting. Crash, who are you eyeing up at this point? Or are you not eyeing up anybody? Given the ages of these guys, what do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna reserve the right. Do I go first because I'm new to this?
I mean, technically we all go at the same time, but yeah, you can go first. Technically, why not? Sure.
Scroll back up. S'il vous plaît.
Scrolling.
I might take a shot at Peters.
Old Javon Peters. It was on my team. Fair enough. For the record, doesn't have a max offer yet, so that's not too bad. These, by the way, are all the dudes that you could negotiate cheaper deals with, including your RFA, Moreland.
All right.
If you were to try to negotiate with Moreland, you do technically get that 4th year, but he'd be making about $19 million a season, or you can just kind of hold out, you know?
Moreland, I definitely want to sign.
You want to offer him that deal now?
Yeah.
You want me to drop it a bit or just offer him the 19-20?
Go about 18.5.
Ooh, you could go lower than 18.5, to be honest.
Yeah. I like this.
You go 17.5.
Yeah, 17.5 works.
There you go. We'll see if
the other
he
guys
takes that.
I'm not really feeling.
Okay. You want me to send out a deal to Javon Peters? Is that your final answer?
I think that is... I like Hill, but he's an RFA, which is rare that you get. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go Peters.
Okay. Well, you can only offer him a 3-year deal. It's a whole lot of money.
Yep.
Yep.
As is.
How's that look?
As is.
Yep. Okay. There's Chat's offers to Javon Peters. We look at Chat's team. Again, Chat, you got 2 good point guards. You got Barber as a shooting guard. I don't know where the fuck Luis Blackwell came from, but he's there too. Swift at forward. You really don't need forwards at this point. Jesus Christ.
One of those will
power forward. You got 2 good young power forwards. And Nick Cannon. And then at center is Bledsoe and Peyton. So you might just want to keep more. You can still go after somebody else as well, but Desmond Moore, you might technically be in a situation where you have to pick. So for Chat, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Either you keep your RFA Desmond Moore, who you can give that extra time to, or you go after someone like Romero, who is an RFA. So he might be a little bit more difficult to acquire, but let's see what you guys think. And I mean, again, I know people are saying, look for a better power forward, but at that point, you're handing an old player a shitload of money if you want to try to go for a better power forward. Or you're looking at an RFA like Alan Vagrinik.
I love that salad dressing.
Yes, indeed.
You're welcome.
Tremendous. Tremendous. So let's see what Chat decides to do. And then for myself, to look over my roster, need a point guard. No disrespect to Mr. LBC. I don't have a shooting guard.
Yeah, who needs
Ramsey and Mullins. All right, so I don't really need a forward. I don't need a power forward. I don't need a center.
What happened to all your players?
I've just been letting people go, man. I do have Tugay Azet, who's not technically an RFA, but I got the bird rights on him to potentially bring him back.
And you changed his number to 24. I love it.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, Chat elects to prioritize Moore over Romero. So we'll see. Endo, I mean, it's still relatively early, so probably around the normal time. I'm going to offer Tugay Azet that deal. I do not want to pay Peters or Cummings that much money. We'll go back to Chat here for the moment, who have elected to prioritize Moore, given that they can give him the extra year. He has no offers out, so you can lowball a little bit, save a little bit of money here and there at about $44 million even. One Desmond Moore. And for myself, I'm putting my name into the hat for the Homer Romero sweepstakes, which will probably not work out very well, but if it does, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Homer Romero. Be my Valentine.
That would be a huge get.
It would be. Give me 1 second here. All right. So, Chat. We start off a crash, actually. It'll be an agreement with Javon Peters and J.R. Moreland. Looks like you landed them both.
Let's go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The amount of fucking players here. The good thing is you basically are starting from scratch. Like your entire fucking team just said peace. So, you could keep the cap hold. Well, actually, no,
my
because these
cap
guys
hold
weren't
is
even
at
RFAs.
202 million. Keep Lyles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
keep Powers. Well, if
I don't know if there are. I don't know if there are RFAs though, so it might just be taking up the cap, right?
Oh, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah, if we did Bird.
Yeah, none of them are RFAs. I don't believe Hamilton might be, but he's not even that good.
But if we like on the next round, if we see the Bird rule, yes, then those are guys I can sign, right?
Right. Yeah. So Brian Farrell's an RFA. You can let go of Cartwright. You can let go of Garnett. You got Moreland. You can let go of Walton for that 50 mil. All right. Yeah, you're looking good. For Chat's Lions, Desmond Moore has agreed to a new deal. You could match the contract for Ray Kerr, but because, again, you just don't really have the proper space for him. And then for me, I see nothing about the big point guard, unfortunately. Jesus Christ.
Star Wilson, Star Watkins.
Let's keep Dino. Let's keep Jeffries. Bowen. I don't think. Fuck it. Nichols can go. Al Knight. Sergei Nevsky. Javon Peters can go. Cummings can go. Tugay Azet's back. We'll match the deal for Jeffries, for Popovich, and for Linwood Bowen. 10 million's too much. Even 7 for Dino was a lot, so we'll let that go.
Hey, Toogie. Toogie, how old is Alvin Cummings?
He is 30.
And
his name is Alvin.
Do you want to work a sign and trade?
No, because he's not on my team anymore. Okay. So Golden State is where Romero goes, and Minnesota says fuck you and keeps him. Good to know. Good to know. So with that, we do have to get through the moratorium period before chat will kind of know how much money they have. So we just want to double check that nothing has been screwed up on this front. Doesn't look like it. So through that final moratorium day. So the Lions now have $26 million to spend, but the top power forward's Isaiah Stewart, or you could go for Vugrenik, who does have a B potential. If you were to go for a power forward, if you don't like who you have, that's your guy. But he expects $41 million, so LOL. You can't get him.
You know what the next...
So, yeah, you're done. You're done.
Right.
I can't sign anybody else, nor can Crash at this point, because you got your guy. So, Barkley. Why sign a 26-year-old dude, though, who wants $23 million? When you have Robertson and Pierce. I'm going to stop you guys from being stupid. We're done. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right. In terms of player progression, Crash, Del Taylor got better for you, and so did Leo Campbell. You got 2 big men. Not much else. So that's fun.
Oh,
for Chat's Lions, Jesus Christ, that is some development. Chat might be looking scary.
Chat's going to find a way to screw this up. Oh,
they are.
Who's our nuke?
And then Watson, Cooper Dyke got better, Ramsey. God, the frickin' teams, man, are in such a piss poor spot. It's unbelievable. But hey, another season on the horizon. Yeah.